Alright, I figured I'd make a review of a Pioneer d1s. Now, if you don't know nothing about a Pioneer d1s, it was one of the best receivers that ever come out of Japan back in the 90s. And this is a massive amp or receiver, and I've got two of them. Now, if you know anything about these, they're in the 90s, and of course, you know, they run hot. The capacitors, they have a lot of capacitor problems because they're old, of course. But as far as that goes, I love it. Now, this one does have a problem. It does work, but when you turn the receiver on, it takes a long time for your relays for your speakers to kick on. Now, I would say that is a capacitor for the main power supply. I would say that's what's happening. It's not kicking the amp on soon enough. So I'm going to end up doing a cap replace probably on the whole thing, but I'm going to start on this one. I'm going to take that one apart. Now this one here, it lights up, screen and everything lights up, but it flashes and there's no sound coming out of there. And I did some research, and another guy had a problem. There was a cold solder joint that was causing that. So I'm going to dive into that and find out what I can do. But anyway, on this one here, I've got it works. Like I said, it's just a capacitor. But there's not a whole lot on these as far as the trouble you get, and people are wanting crazy money for one that doesn't even work, and these things cost a lot of money to recap. So if you can't do it yourself, you're talking a lot of money. They are worth redoing. They were $1,700 to $2,000 when they was new. The quality that you get out of these receivers is just, I looked at the specs versus some other ones, and some of the ones that everybody talks about, the best Pioneers, I guess they were made in USA, but the specs on this one is better than the ones that were made in the harmonic distortion is about as low as I've ever seen on a receiver. Of course, where I was looking, it's rated for, like, I think 125, 130 watt per channel, and this is a 9-channel. But I only use it on 2-channel because all I do is listen to music on it. But from what I read online, people were testing them. They're underrated, so they're more like 160, 165 watts per channel for at least the front one. So I don't know about the rest of them, but it is a great. I'm gonna let you listen to it. I've got Polks hooked up. We're gonna let you listen to this. Oh, let me get started here. And of course, this thing's about 30 years old. And I got my, hey, one thing good about these 90 receivers, 1990s and stuff like that. I'm trying to get a little focus on it here. You got tape 2 dubbing, and that runs your EQ. You can tell the difference. That's without. That's my EQ. So it boosts your output. Things were awesome back in the day, and they still are.